Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be taking a look at something pretty interesting here in the Open Master, and that's a Pokemon I've never used before, and we're going to be looking at Palkia here. This is going to be a 100% IV. I did 2-move it yesterday, I do believe, or this morning or something like that. Since it does have Aqua Tail, which is going to be a move they gave it not, when it was released, but later down the line, it's going to be helping it quite a bit with baits. And I am going to be going with Dragon Tail for this first battle. I realized, let's go ahead and switch that to Dragon Breath. It's going to be helping us out quite a bit. We're also going to be going with Draco Meteor first, and then we're actually going to TM over to Fire Blast, because it seemed like nobody wanted to shield up Palkia. So I got the bright idea, hey, let's put Fire Blast on here, and we're going to be able to take out those steel types. Now, it is going to take an astonishing amount of time to finally charge up to Fire Blast. So essentially how it's going to work is you're going to be in the battle, you retreat, you come back in, maybe they've lost track on how much energy you have, maybe they're not expecting you to hit them with a fire move, and then you build up a little bit more and then you go for it. That's kind of how it's going to be working. To basically build up to a Fire Blast, you're going to have a really good matchup out there. Say like, you're not going to go for Fire Blast on a Kyogre, but that kind of a matchup, basically, where you're just going to be taking virtually no damage from the quick move, or very little. So with that said, we're also going to be swapping out Melmetal, which is level 50. And in addition, folks, we're going to be taking a look at Ho-Oh 100% IV with Legacy Earthquake, paired up with Palkia here. We got a double take, fun little video here, and we're going to be switching those two out later down the line for Snorlax and for Metagross. So we're going to be kind of essentially just replacing Dragonite in the lead for Palkia, the team that we're running yesterday. All right, so we're going to be going over, switching that Dragon Tail over to Dragon Breath. Let's get into the commentary. All right, so our charge moves, we do have Draco Meteor, which is going to be threatening towards the Giratina, but more than likely they can shield. So they're going for a Dragon Pulse, something you don't see too often, and we're making the correct call on that. I just thought that it might be a Shadow Ball. They're swapping into Melmetal. We're going to go ahead and throw that Aqua Tail and throw another one here. Now, this is a new Pokemon to me, a new kind of team comp, so I was just kind of processing how I should, go about this battle here. So we're going to go ahead and let that Rock Slide go through, still doing a decent amount of damage. There's no way you can have an XL Palkia yet, because there have been no raids released. So we're just going to be rocking with the 40 here. Definitely want a 50. After using it, it's very fun. It's interesting, has a massive resistance to water, and pretty decent matchups. It is going to be ranked 10 on PV Poke in the Open Master, so that's not too bad at all. So that Melmetal is going to be going for Superpower. We're going to go ahead and Thunder Shock it down. In comes the Giratina, and we're loaded up on energy here. And as far as Ho-Oh is concerned, it is a very good Pokemon. So we're going to be seeing Groudon here. This is not necessarily a good matchup for us. We're going to go ahead and throw that Superpower. They're still holding on to 2 shields. Now Ho-Oh is going to be part flying, so we don't necessarily take super effective from Earthquake. As a matter of fact, it's resisted, but still doing a decent amount. It will take 2 of those to finally take us out. I don't think they can get us with the quick moves here unless we do dramatically lower our defense if we do go for Brave Bird, but that's not what we're going to be doing. We're going to continuously going for Earthquake here, which is going to be a legacy, so we do not drop our defense, leaving ourselves a little bit more vulnerable, and we're taking them out with the shield left. Fantastic, folks. This is a pretty fun team. I wouldn't say it was consistent as the one I used yesterday, but I think that may be because of the lack of experience using this team. And I had a lot of good leads yesterday with the Giratina. So they're going to be swapping. A lot of people like to swap in that matchup with the Palkia up against their Giratinas. And this is fantastic. We're bringing in our Melmetal. We're going to absolutely let this go through. And it is just an ancient power. And we're just going to Thunder Shock all the way down here. Doesn't matter if we reached 100 energy, we're not going to throw any of it. In comes that Giratina again, and now we're just going to go ahead and just start pummeling them with the rocks and just do as much damage before they do take us out. They're not going to be able to farm us down here. Definitely going to go for an ominous win at the right now. Yeah, I would expect that here. And this is still not going to KO. They should be able to get a little bit more farm on us, but not before we get to another Rock Slide here. So let's put on the pressure some more with our Melmetal and keep it moving. And that's some decent farm that they just got there, so we need to look out for that. They're going to be swapping into their Melmetal here. Now, as much as I would love to just go right in with Ho-Oh, we have to look out and wait for them to use their energy, because Rock Slide is going to be extremely effective up against Ho-Oh because of the flying and fire. And it's as simple as that. It's going to be able to spam it at an extreme rate too, so very cautious. But on the other hand, we do have Incinerate, which is going to be super effective. Very slow registration for the not energy, but for the damage. So they're going to be able to potentially get to a rock slide, and there it goes. We still have 2 shields left, and we're absolutely going to be shielding this up and just farming. And since they do bring in the Giratina here, we're going to go ahead and shield this Shadow Ball up, knowing that the Melmetal is kind of not really to a charge move here, and throw the Earthquake before we do lower our defense. So that's exactly why we go for Earthquake. And now we're going to go ahead and go Brave Bird. They have no more shields. We just wanted to make sure we were able to comfortably do this without being too vulnerable. And thank goodness our Incinerate registers before they're able to get to a rock slide, and we do take that win. Moving on, we have a Melmetal lead. So this is not the best, and it's not the worst. And now you see why we went over to Fire Blast. Okay, it's going to be insane. You're going to see some very amazing breakthroughs. We're going to be able to get that Fire Blast through and basically one-shot stuff. But for now, we're still going with the Draco Meteor. So we're going to go ahead and go for another Aqua Tail, obviously. That's what we're going to go for now. While the Dragon Breath is resisted, the Rock Slide's doing decent damage. We're going to go ahead and let this one go through. Surviving and able to get to another one. I do believe that they let this go through. And, you know, okay, well, that makes sense. You want to win that swap, so they're going to go ahead and shield up. As much as I wanted to go in here and farm down with the Melmetal, I didn't want to take a superpower or anything, but we could have potentially absorbed that rock slide there. But they were probably waiting on the charge moves for whatever I was bringing out. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Brave Bird here. Since we don't have ourselves locked, we're able to do some big damage connecting that through to the Gyarados. And then they're going to go ahead and swap into their Giratina here. You already know this matchup. A level 50 Melmetal up against it is going to be a lot better than the 40. And it is okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst here. Melmetal is a very good Pokemon. We all know this, and easiest to get to level 50 regarding Mythicals and Legendaries. Going for a Shadow Ball. Doing some big damage. We still have 1 shield left, holding on to our Ho-Oh, and all we really want to do at this point is kind of just wither them down. Bring them very low so that the Ho-Oh is going to be able to go in here and put in some work. We're going to let this Shadow Ball go through, no problem. And now we're going to have to, I think we call this, yeah, we're going to call this Ominous Wind. Very good call, not doing too much damage, no boost. Even if they got the boost here, we would still take them out with Earthquake. And we have the Gyarados in the back here. Simply going to be able to shield this up, go for the Brave Bird, and we're going to be able to take the win here. Awesome. Do I recommend you invest in a Ho-Oh or a Palkia yourself? If you have the resources lying around and you feel comfortable doing so, even playing in the Master League in general, because that is just crazy within itself. Most people just avoid it because you need level 50 things for the most part, and it's just way too expensive. Definitely worth the Ho-Oh if you have a good Earthquake. Palkia is also worth it. I mean, we're talking about 40, not 50 here, so sure, if you have the resources, go ahead. They're pretty fun and solid picks. Just gotta, you know, work a team comp around it. So we're up against the Gyarados here. This is obviously fantastic. They go for Crunch. Maybe they should have went for Aqua Tail. I don't know. And they're going to be bringing in that Giratina, which is beautiful. So at this point, we're in a very nice, comfortable winning position here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can take care of business with a Palkia and a Ho-Oh in the back. So we're just going to be doing as much damage as possible while holding on to our shields. We don't want to shield up the Melmetal here. Right now, we're just putting on pressure. They're letting it go through. They can't farm down. They'll be forced to throw energy, which is fine, leaving that Giratina with a little bit of health left. I have to kind of pause before I say the Giratina, Dialga, Palkia, all these names. I don't know why I keep mixing them up, but I'm getting it right. Going for a Fire Blast, folks. We're getting it through, boy, with 2 shields. He was expecting an Aqua Tail. Let's go. And we have 2 shields as well, so hey, it's not like I was at some super advantage. Fantastic. That was awesome. There you go. There's your first example for Fire Blast. On to the next battle here. We're going to be met with a Mewtwo, and we're leading with, I do believe, Palkia the entire video. So what about this matchup? Well, I just had to wing it. I was like, you know, I'm going to let the first Side Strike go through, and we'll play it after that. So there goes the Side Strike, doing some nice damage. They can't farm us down. They're going for another one. I decide to, I think, shield this up. Yeah. Those Psycho Cuts, we're going to be able to surpass them with a Dragon Breath. We have used the shield. That's fine. We did win the swap, though. So we're going to just go straight for this Aqua Tail before we do go down. We're getting a shield out of them. Maybe they thought it was Draco. Beautiful. So we are looking fantastic. Going in here with the Melmetal, and they're going to be swapping into, I do believe that was a Groudon. Okay, that's just golden. Chef's Kiss, 2 hands. Can't do it because I got the phone in my hand. But we're swapping it to Ho-Oh here. Absorbing the Fire Punch. We've seen what Earthquake does before. We don't want to go for Brave Bird because we don't want to lower our defense. So we're just going to keep going for the Earthquakes here. That's their last shield. And we're looking absolutely amazing here. So they're going for an Earthquake themselves. And we kind of want to get this off before they're able to swap again. I actually wasn't really paying attention to that clock there. And in comes their Giratina. And I honestly don't remember. Okay, so we're shielding up the Ominous. Very nice. Getting to the... Oh my freaking goodness. We will survive this, right? Oh, wow. I remember thinking to myself, if I don't survive this, I'm throwing my phone. So we're getting to the Brave Bird. And down we go. We have a full health Melmetal here. Going to be able to get to the Rock Slide. I don't know. They might be able to outpace us here if they have like a Shadow Ball and a Ominous Wind. Let's see. Shadow Ball and... Oh, nope. They're farming down. Good game. That was a good game. You can't win them all. All right, on to the next one here. We're going to be met with a Groudon. Oh, this is just beautiful. This is just beautiful. So they're going to be retreating here into a Lugia. So we got the Battle of the Titans over here, folks. This is really fun. And we're going to go ahead and swap into our Melmetal up against that Lugia with Dragon Tail. This is just beautiful. Now, if it does have Hydro Pump, we'll hurt a little bit, but we're not shielding Melmetal up against Lugia. And they're hitting us with a Sky Attack. That's fine. I'm expecting another Sky Attack, although I was kind of contemplating Hydro Pump. Maybe they got Aeroblast. I don't know what they have back there, but... Maybe Future Sight, actually. That would make sense as to why they're not going for it. And they're coming back in with Groudon. We're going to go ahead and throw Superpower right away. Knowing that they did build up energy before they retreated, we're going to go ahead and put on some pressure before we do go down. Although we could have potentially built up to 2 Superpowers here and not dropping our defense and then potentially went back to back. So that was a little bit of a mistake. They're swapping into Dialga to catch this Aqua Tail here. And that's fine. We're going to go ahead and put on a little bit of pressure. And I think... Oh, we really wanted to go for Fire Blast, but it's just too risky. We lost a couple of games doing that, as a matter of fact. Really annoying. It's all my fault. Yeah, you know. Wanted to showcase that Fire Blast for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up. It was a bait Iron Head. I figured so much, but that's fine. Because at this point, we're simply going to shield everything up, farm them down, and just, you know, sweep what's in the back. And we're just going to go ahead and go for those 2 Brave Birds here. I do believe they back out after they get off this Fire Punch, and we get off this Brave Bird here. You're not even going to see the health go down on the Groudon, and we do take the win. Thank you very much, Ho-Oh, Palkia, and Melmetal. I really enjoyed this team. Like I said, it wasn't as consistent as the last one that I used yesterday. That team was just disgusting, and man, it is so good. That's why I'm going to pair it up with Snorlax and Melmetal here in a bit, so you can see that. So they're swapping here, and I wanted to show you this battle. It's very fun. Because I lag. I would have won. You know, you're going to see 100% this was my game. All right, it's nothing against this guy. I don't know. Whatever. It's the servers. We'll just say that. So go for a Rock Slide. Now watch what happens here. I commit a shield. We called the right thing in the beginning. We're letting that go through, calling it beautiful. So now we'll shield this up because we're going to get to a Rock Slide. We're going to either force 2 shields or take out the Mewtwo. I can't hit Rock Slide. I can't hit Rock Slide. I can't hit it. And they're able to get to their move. BS. Bull crap. I would have been able to hit that Rock Slide, take out that Mewtwo, and then been at a bigger advantage than I am now. Or I'm not even at an advantage. I would have been at the advantage completely. So we're using our last shield to preserve our Palkia. In comes the Melmetal. Are we going to be able to connect this? I think we're going to at least have some satisfying things here. One-shotting this thing almost. They're going to be able to get off a Rock Slide, basically. So this was in the bag. Totally my game. The game is busted, broken, baloney. Super annoying. I've seen people saying that they're done with it. And I don't blame you. There's nothing else to say. I don't blame you. Take a break. This stinking Go Battle League is so, like, just, it's crazy. It'll drive you crazy. If you're very competitive and you're really trying and you're doing everything, you're calling everything correctly, just to have a bit of lag screw your whole thing up continuously. Not just once or twice, over and over every day. Man, it'll drive you nuts. But we can shift away from that. Had a bad lead, swapping into our Snorlax. Looks like we're going with the Snorlax and... Oh, no. Okay, I took a break from this team. This is the team from yesterday. So, bad lead with Dragonite. Let's see how we're going to be able to pull ourselves out of this battle here. We've seen how consistent, how strong, how balanced this team was. Let's see if it can win this. Up against the Kyogre here, we're getting the first shield out of them. Contemplating, we'll absolutely let this go through. What we're going to do is come back in here, obviously, with Dragonite and farm them all the way down. Now, I'm just thinking, this can't be a blizzard. There's no way. So we're letting it go through. Obviously, it's not a blizzard. And it's just that surf, of course. 1-to-1 shield coming back in here with Togekiss. Now, at this point, they're going to be forced to use their last shield or take all this damage. They're using the last shield. So what we're going to do is swap into Metagross. There's very little that can just simply wall a Metagross. And if the shields are down, we got that energy advantage. In comes the Mewtwo, and we're looking absolutely perfect. We're simply going to shield up this Mewtwo. Togekiss can't do anything to us. If it gets off a flamethrower, it's not a big deal. We're level 47.5. That thing ain't touching us. So we're going to go ahead and throw another one of these Meteor Mashes to take out that fairy, and we take the win with our OG team. This just going in there with a bad lead, and that's it. Back onto the original track here with Palkia, Snorlax, and Metagross. So we got a new team format. We have a great lead. And I'm going to tell you, this is probably the best lead. One of the best that you can have. You need to look out for Blizzard. And I think I actually take a Blizzard to the face. Oh, it's a Thunder. And we're still fine. Because water is so resisted from Palkia. You have the Dragon and the Water typing both resisting them. Plus, it has some decent bulk. So, Waterfalls tickle. Really. So, we're looking good here. I think we're just going to farm them down. And we didn't have to use a shield. Power of Palkia. Let's have some fun. Going for the Aqua Tail instantly. We don't care what it is. We're going to let them farm us down. And go in here with the Metagross. This is such a good matchup. Thunder goes right through Metagross. It does hurt you. So, that's going to have to be your call. Whether you shield it up. So we call that Thunder. Beautiful. Maintaining that health and that resistance to the Dragon Breath without letting that charge move get through. And we're going to go ahead and go for Meteor Mash. We're getting the last shield. Absolutely amazing. They're swapping. We had to be careful of that. We don't want to really go for an Earthquake, although it wouldn't have been the end of the world. Going for a Meteor Mash and swapping into our Snorlax. Super effective lick. Now this isn't going to take us out unless it's a Focus Blast. And it is a Scythe Strike, so we're looking absolutely amazing here. We're able to farm down that Mewtwo and have enough energy to finish it off with the superpower on Snorlax. What a clean battle. Taking the win, looking good, and still holding on to a shield. Gosh. That was truly a clean and satisfying battle. Into our next one here, another good lead. Let's go. So yes, all of our charge moves are resisted, but Dragon Breath is no joke. So they're going to be swapping into a Snorlax here. Had to process this again on how I was going to play this specific matchup out. I decided to stay. Looks like we're just going to go ahead and throw these. Why? Because we seen the Giratina in the beginning. Snorlax can single-handedly handle that thing, no problem. We don't really want to bring our Metagross up against a Snorlax here. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. It wasn't Shadow, so they're coming back in here with a Togekiss, looks like. Oh, GG's. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to go in here with Metagross. They're going to see that, swap back into their Giratina. And we're going to go ahead and go Snorlax. They're going to see that and say GG. And I'll say GG right back. Thank you, sir. And we'll move on to our next opponent. We're going to be met with a Mewtwo. Okay, we've seen this before. Kind of getting a little bit more comfortable with the Palkia. I will say it is a massive Pokemon here. Blocking a lot of the sight, but it doesn't really matter. You don't see anything here. So we're going to go ahead and just go for Aqua Tail. We're not building up to anything that did a lot of damage. Putting on the pressure, getting a shield, and they're swapping. Now, let's see what I do here. Okay, going for Aqua. We want to swap for sure. Going into Metagross. Okay. We don't fear superpower on Melmetal. That's just plain. Look at it. Look. Yeah, it's doing damage. It's definitely doing some damage there. But it's going to get weaker and weaker as they continuously use it. Simple as that. So since they did drop their defense twice, we're going to go ahead and just throw Meteor Mash. And we're not quite taking them out. They're able to get off one more charge move. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Let's let the superpower go through. We'll hold on to our shield. We have a Snorlax. That's fine. Mewtwo comes in. We're able to get to another one because Psycho Cut is resisted so much by Steel and Psychic. Metagross, we're able to get their last shield. Swap into our Snorlax here. And we probably want to shield this thing up. it's a Focus Blast. That would have hurt a lot, if not pretty much one-shotted us. They're bringing in a Metagross here, and a little bit of lag, a little annoying. That's fine. We need to keep the Snorlax alive. We'll watch how this plays out. It's going to be pretty fun here. Going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam. We don't want to lower our defense yet or attack. And now we're going to go ahead and throw the Superpower. This will take them out. And Palkia is going to get a little bit more action before this is over. We tried swapping into that one and it just fainted. We go into Palkia and just take him out with Dragon Breath. Beautiful. Alrighty. Alrighty. I really like Palkia. And we're met with a Melmetal here. It's a shame that it takes forever for Fire Blast to charge. It really, really is. I mean, if Palkia had another move, like a Fire-type move that took less energy, it's game over. Everybody would use it. So we're just going to go ahead and absorb that first Rock Slide. Okay, no problem. In comes another one. And oh my gosh, we're going the distance, folks. Are we going to get, please tell me this happens. Oh, Satisfying City. Let's go. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We're going to go ahead and bring in that Snorlax. They're swapping into a Groudon, so this is a little bit interesting. And I do something very weird. I go for Superpower. I kind of panic. I'm like, oh, Superpower? Or really didn't panic. I was just misplayed. I swap to catch. Yeah, you know, because you use your Metagrosses to swap and catch a Fire Punch, actually. So we're going to go ahead and shield this one up, though. We wanted to preserve the health on the Snorlax because what we've seen back there. So we're going to go ahead and let this one go through. We will be able to survive barely and get to this beautiful. We need to hold on to that shield. That is key here. So they're using a shield. It's a 1-to-1 shield. That Groudon is very low. We're going to go Body Slam instantly. They have to keep it alive. They know because up against Giratina, I mean, they basically have lost. And they're swapping here. Okay, energy on the Groudon. We have to keep that in the back of our mind here. So we're going to have a nice little long drawn out battle. I still have one shield, and I'm not going to use it until that Groudon comes in. I know it has a Fire Punch just about ready to go, so we need to hold on to it for that. We don't need to shield anything up from this thing unless we see a Dragon Pulse, but there you go. We have Shadow Ball and Ominous Wind on it. We're going to go ahead and throw a not very effective charge move right back at them and slowly but surely bringing them down here. All right, going for another one and just a few more licks. Now, see, we're going to hold on to this shield, folks. I'm telling you. Just watch. Another Ominous Wind. Fine. In comes the... See, there you go. If we didn't save this shield, it would have been over. They would have Fire Punched us. We would have survived. Maybe. Maybe. Actually, I don't think so. And we take the win there. Beautiful. Thanks for watching, and take care, traders.